the science guy.
Okay, just too beautiful of a Sunday to stay inside, so I'm getting outside like a lot of people and trying to get some exercise. I'm not sure what I'm smelling here, what kind of tree this is, but this smells great. Springtime! The reason why I had to get out on such a nice spring day is I'm here in Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and wow, the snow, the rain, the ice, more snow. April, May, and it just keep going. So what was that scientist who said that by now snow would be such a rare thing that we would have to explain it to kids because they wouldn't know what it was? Well, I hate to say it, but one of my favorite television shows of many years ago and one of my favorite television characters, Bill Nye the Science Guy, has gone over the deep end. And it's time to say goodbye to Bill Nye. Gate 13 by the airport. I sense a science fiction movie coming. It's been on my bucket list since I've been a little kid to get a pilot's license, but I continue to, well, life keeps taking me different ways. Last time I tried to go for a pilot's license, I ended up home carrying my father through Alzheimer's for 6 years. So here I am, Cheyenne, Wyoming, a very good flight school. I will be doing this. I just signed up all the paperwork to start getting it done. So now, this beautiful Sunday, I'm watching pilots practicing touch and goes. This will be me in just a little while. So while I'm waiting for the next plane to come in here. See, I know a lot of people are making fun of Bill Nye as the science guy because he really doesn't have a science degree. He got an engineering degree, but never really did much with engineering. He's basically an actor, and that's okay if he's an actor. I don't care if he had a degree or not. Let's just not call him a science guy because he's not a scientist. But he likes science. Okay, so do I. Wait, here comes the next airplane. So he likes to call other people science deniers.
So when it comes to deniers, I claim they're a problem.
What's your thought on jailing skeptics as war criminals?
Well, we'll see what happens. Was it appropriate to jail the guys from Enron?
Interesting.
Okay, right. So we'll see what happens. Was it appropriate to jail people from the cigarette industry who insisted that this addictive product was not addictive and so on? And you think about, in these cases, for me as a taxpayer and voter, the introduction of this extreme doubt, will you go with extreme doubt, about climate change is affecting my quality of life as a public citizen. So I can see where people are very concerned about this and are pursuing criminal investigation.
Well, let's see. Is he denying science when he says this? 13
of the last 16 years have been the warmest years on record. And that's not a coincidence.
But there are scientists who are saying this.
Tied with 1998, the record broke by 7/100ths of a degree, and NASA's only 62% confident that that's correct. Statistically insignificant comparison to 1998.
Is he denying science when he says this?
The amount of carbon dioxide in the air in 1750 was 250 parts per million. Now it's over 400 parts per million.
But there are scientists out there saying this.
Well, there's this myth that's developed around carbon dioxide that it's a pollutant. Carbon dioxide is a perfectly natural gas. It's just like water vapor. It's something that plants love. They grow better with more carbon dioxide, and you can see the greening of the earth already from the additional carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
And what about this little piece of science? During a Bill Nye the Science Guy TV show, they talked about the two genders and why. And Netflix has taken that part of that particular television show out. Will Reese... Guess the dogs don't like me walking down the road.
Female or male, gay or straight, pink or blue. We were taught to see these as binary. Now we're realizing it's more like a kaleidoscope.
Well, fact of the matter is, there are only two genders. And for exactly the reasons that the science show said originally. There's a difference between genders and sexuality. You only have a choice of one of two genders, but your sexuality, sky's the limit. But look, honestly, it's just that Bill has gone over the deep end on some of these things. Well, for example.
So, you guys, seriously, this next thing I feel is very special.
My vagina has its own voice.
I'm sorry that I have to let him go because I've liked him for so many years, but just crossed over the deep end.
It's your goddamn right! 'Cause my sex jug.
Don't you hate it when you have to say goodbye to someone like that? Well, I guess I do, but he's lost all credibility at this point. I mean, come on.
Should we have policies that penalize people for having extra kids in the developed world?
So I do think that we should at least consider it.
And think about it. These are not my words. These are his words, and these are his actions that I'm showing you here.
So when it comes to deniers, I claim they're a problem.
I think the hardest thing for me to accept is that I always considered him, even though he was just an actor, to be a rather credible speaker. But now he's doing everything that he's accusing people like me of doing.
So when it comes to deniers,
I'm not the one doing that, Bill. You are.